All right. This is something that's not really known to science right at the moment. This particular tag is not just part of the interstitium. It's a separate little device, and it locks in right here. This is a rock, and here's the rock right here. All right, it was body tissue. That was a living creature at one time, and it petrified in the most perfect way. Now, that's that latch. Now remember, we're going to look back to where it attaches, where the little gnarly stuff is. But that's the latch coming down. Here it is right here. It's the same as this latch. Now the only reason they have a picture of this latch is because it's ripped here, and that's just like a sports injury. But this thing here is it's basically the same thing as that. It's that right there. You see that tab? And that tab would have locked this into something else, whatever it locked it into. But I'm interested in the attachment spot right here between that tab and the rest of the fascia. You don't really see much here. I don't see a big difference, but everyone I have has a big difference between the latch and the fascia and the interface between the two. It's got a latch in there solid, so let's take a look at that. Alright, this is a complete and total mind blower. You see that little triangular looking patch right there? You see it sitting way up high here. Now let's turn this around. You see it sitting way up high like that? Got an abrupt transition right there. You see it? Right across here. You see that? Totally different than right here. Give it a second to settle in. But you can see that triangular patch is attached to here with these little plates. And I think that is one of these spur locks, which is on lungs and body parts. And that's one right here. That little latch right there. It comes out across here. And I have a lung here from some kind of creature. I don't know what it is. Hold on, it's around here. Here it is. It's a lung. And there's that latch right there. There's that latch that holds it in. These latches are on everything. Now, where is this? This is up near Tyson. And he's talking about lava. Now, this is definitely, this is 100% no question whatsoever. This is biology. And that little latch there looks to me like it was holding whatever this is in position. This could have been some organ or not. But that, to me, as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm 100% certain that this thing here, and I mean, look at this. Look at the difference between that and right here. And that's what they all have, that same look to it. And if you turn this around, there it is, laying right over the top, latch. And there it is in the front. Now it looks like it came down from some tissue down here running the whole length and locking in. But this is biology right here. These colors and all that, no question whatsoever. You see, when you see these colors in these lakes and things, and this color up here, and this little, that's some kind of serious chemistry from some kind of an organ that's in the body. Whenever I see these different colored lakes right in one little area, and then you see reds and blacks and all that stuff, and then you look at this thing over here, you got another. That's biology. That's right there. That's some kind of biology. Now, what it was attached to at one point in time, I have no idea. But a lot of this stuff that boils up from underneath these cavities and so forth, that's just biological stuff that's inside. And the things that Tyson was walking around on, I don't think they're actually like a lava flow. I think those are like poop or something coming out that you know, lava is there's just a bazillion different types of lava. And some of it flows and it's real hot and it just boils like crazy, and some of it's not quite so the same, and it's from different body cavities basically, and how long it's been composting for. It's just like spontaneous combustion in compost heaps. All right, but he's up over here. This is the Belknap crater where he was talking about, where they have all this stuff he was walking around on. Now, was he right here? I don't know where he was right here, but he says it's in this area. And again, this is some kind of biology right here. That didn't just happen by accident. These two caves here, cavities. They look. This could be a heart for all I know. But when they talk about volcanoes now, you really got to start to think. Think for yourself. The one up in Iceland that's running all along that's like probably a digestive system that runs a very long ways, and it's bubbling up right from that particular tube, which is the intestine. Then you have ones that are, they could be rectums. They can be blood, you know, from the heart, whatever. They're organs, probably, most of them. But there's going to be all kinds of different volcano-ish things, and some of them are going to spew out things like Tyson was walking around, this real soft, fluffy-looking stuff, and some are going to be hard, like glass-looking stuff, and it depends on what it was when it started and how long it was festering for, how deep it was, how much pressure, how much temperature, and then when they combust and blow up or shoot out of there, that's when you find out, you know, what you really got. But I could see all the things that Tyson was walking around on. It was growing biology in there. I'd say that was probably poop or something along that line. All right, now watch this. This spot right here is a latch from biology, and I'm going to show it to you. You make your own determination. When you see colored lakes like this, they have biology. They have enzymes. This whole area here is covered with some. Well, you watch as I show it here. All right, I did this the other day. I'm pointing again. You see this? This is the latch I'm talking about. You see this right here? Focusing on that carefully. That's the abrupt transition that attaches that latch to this piece of flesh. Now watch. I'm going to point it out real close. I'm going to get right up close to it. You see that? You see those little scruffy looking things? Those are the straps. Now, this is from the side. It was hanging over, holding on to something, and that something has ripped away. All right, let's continue on here. Hold on. See, it was latched in back there. Whatever was here got ripped away and is now all in this cavity and all of that crazy looking stuff. But that is the latch. All right, now you see where it is? It's right in the middle of something. This is not just nothing. This is some kind of an organ. This was an organ of something, and that latch was what held that organ in position, and the whole thing exploded. Looks like to me, basically an explosion. Let's back up here and look again. So here's the latch, and we're going to be coming out of this, backing up, backing up, backing up. Something else was part of that organ was here. The lake is from something with green enzymes. Algae and so forth grow in different conditions because of different enzymes and different bacteria and different food sources. Simple as that. And this, I'm telling you, this is not just nothing. This is not just unnatural. And this is like, it looks like to me, like the entrance to the organ, whatever, you know, like in other words, the main tubing that was going in there, whether it was for food or whether it was for whatever. You see it right there? You see these colored lakes? You see these, when you see those colored lakes, and you see stuff like this, that's biology. And in every part of your body, you have different enzymes. And enzymes relate to different organs. And I'm telling you, that's what this is. And this here, I don't know what that is, but I can't find this again either. I've got the coordinates on this. See this? That's not just unnatural. I mean, that's not just something natural. Oops. That is, so that was the entrance to an organ or an artery or whatnot. And they call it, oh, that's a volcanic thing. No, it's not. Well, it might be now, because volcanism is different in every different part of the body. The intestines create volcanoes, but they can create them in big, long series, like in Iceland. And then you have other ones with plugs in there, and pow, they come up. Then you have other ones like Mount St. Helens, it fails on the side. The side blows out. But it's what happens is underneath all of these craters, there's biology, and it is pushing it up, yes, and it's expanding, yes, but it's because of combustion underneath. It's because it's all pressurizing. See, this is a Belknap crater. This is where Tyson was walking around on what he was calling lava flows in this area right here. Now, and it was like really scrappily stuff, and there was a lot of plant life growing and a lot of fun, mossy looking stuff. So anyway, you should go up to Tyson's site, Tyson's Mudfossil Adventures. He's doing a fabulous job, and he looks into it deeply, as I do. And he's doing a great job. But this is some kind of organs right in this area. And this is up in Oregon. Belknap crater. And it's somewhere down in here is where that latch was. And I went to go look back for it, and I spent a half hour looking for it. I finally gave up. All right, you saw the other one there, the little point coming out there, the little triangle. Now I'm going to move this by hand, but you can see it's doing the same thing the other one did. It's coming up across the top with a latch. I'll try to move it to the other side too. Hold on. You see the latch? Now we're going to look at the back where it connects. I'm going to change the focus. I put a little water on there to give it a little bit of a highlight. But we're going to look back here where it connects, because that's also, as I showed you, it had that scaly looking stuff. Now I got more than one of these. This is a little tiny lung. Alright, once again, this is that little lung. There's that flap. It's the same flap was on that gigantic thing out near where Tyson is. Now here's where it locks in. These are those little tabs that lock this thing in to the flesh, which is here. You see it? These little tabs locking in all the way around? And it locks into a big ball right here, and then it runs off to that tab to hold this whole thing together. So that locked this organ into another organ somewhere. Alright, so there it is now. I got it in the microscope now turned this way. And we're going to be looking at that latch and where it interfaces. Let me turn the lights off, otherwise we won't be able to see it. I just got to take a second to focus in as it is right now. It's adjusting to the light. Now, you see what we got there? That is the latch. That's the latch, no question about that. This right here is that gnarly stuff that holds the latch into the fascia. The fascia could be the same as this, but I don't think so. I think it's a little bit different. And this is absolutely different. It's extremely gritty. Now, you see coming back here? And we come back to the fleshy part. And this is just basic fascia. This, however, is not. That is the glue that glues this to that. And this is, as I will show you in a second, I'm almost 100% sure it's a completely different material. And not completely, but it petrifies difference than over here. All right, this is a little tiny lung. And that latch is still left here. All the pleura is gone. All the rubbery coating that would have been on that lung is gone. But the latch remains, so I gotta assume it's different. I'm just gonna roll this around. All of those were alveoli, all those little different colored things. That's where the air came in. And they all petrified in a different way. And that one latch is the only thing that's different is the latch. Still there. So I say this is, to me, it's got to be a different material than the fascia that was around here. It's still here. Or is it still there just because it was anchored into the actual flesh below? That's a possibility. Or anchored into the alveoli in this case. Let's look at the other one again for a second. Wow, is this a revelation? Look at this. Right from here down, it goes to that latch. Now let's turn up the light and see if we can see anything better. Sometimes you can see it best when there's no light hardly at all. But from here downwards, I'm going to show you. Remember I talked about that gnarly spot? Now there is a ton of white fibers in here, in this particular latch area. Now I'm going to move it down. And there's the latch. It comes right back here. This whole thing is attached. All of this back here is where that latch locks in. Watch. It comes right to there. And this latch is the tab in the front to this in the back. That whole thing it's all one piece basically. Now, does all of those white fibers go down through the meat and attach? It appears they do. I'm seeing it. You see all those big white fibers? Now, I thought that was just all marbling and fat, and it might be, I don't know. Or it could be these heavy-duty fibers. That looks interesting right there. Whoops. But, I mean, there's some serious white fibers all the way through this thing. And I said, boy, this thing has got some serious marbling. Well, now I'm starting to think maybe it's not marbling. Maybe these are actual anchors. Because that right there, that latch is the latch. There's no question about that. That latch latched whatever this is to whatever it was going to. And this whole thing is one piece. You see it here? And all this back to here is part of this. That's the way I'm seeing it now. You see how it's anchoring back here? Anchors to hold this thing in position. And all of that stuff, these anchors, are supported by all this goo that's latched it in. Alright, I know it sounds crazy, but everything I present is crazy because it's true, and it's just outside of the range of an average person's mind to be able to get there. You take this here, you see these red spots? That's where there's some kind of arterial blood. There's a lot of blood supply, and this fascia coated supply, right underneath there was a lot of blood. And that is that tab. And whatever was in there, it locked into it. Alright, and here it is looking straight down on it. And remember the latches? See the blood running out of it? These here are some kind of latches. They latched it in. In mine, I can feel them. They're really gnarly looking. Just tough stuff right there. That tab holds that organ from floating around through your body, whatever the organ was. Mine, I had like, this is a lung. And there's the tab too. It's from a lung. There's the body of the lung, and it lays right on there just like the other one. Back here, it's really gnarly. And that's where it attached on mine, on that little lung. And what's this one? Let's just closer up on these little tabs. That's it. What else was I going to show you? Oh, this is a real close-up, I think. You see all the blood running off of there? This is not just an accident. The whole look of it, everything about it is the latch. It's just hard to deny this. And that's that latch right there. And there's that latch right there. And they do the same job. They hold things together. When you put too much stress, they rip. Okay, I guess I've shown enough. I'm going to leave it at that. That is the tab. This Earth is nothing but a corpse. The whole Earth is covered with gigantic creatures. They are part of the Earth. Ovid brought this up in the first words in his epic work, Metamorphosis. He said, I intend to speak of bodies transformed into the natural landscape. All right, I love you all.